I have this favorite picture of W. Eugene Smith that I tore out of a magazine when I was, I don't know, 15 or something, and have been carrying around with me ever since. And it's a woman, a French peasant woman, holding out a handful of chanterelles. And I mean, to me, it's always been what food is. It's just this beautiful smile on her face, and it's, here, this is for you, I want to feed you. And it was just exactly what I thought food should that generosity, that here I found these and this is for you. And so the art director tried a million different things, and finally I just gave her this picture and I said, do this. Unfortunately, what she did was not what I wanted, but it was like, I couldn't get her to, I mean, she got a model, and she was a pretty young model, and she's holding out berries, and you don't get that sense of the sort of wonder of food and the generous act of cooking.
At the same time, it was a very different cover for Gourmet, but we also were very conscious of trying to do things like, we talked a lot about the Gourmet logo, and we loved the, you know, swooping G, and we talked, well, should we change the typeface? And we said no, we want to keep that connection to the past, because we really wanted also to highlight the best of what made Gourmet great in the past, and one of those things was the logo. So we were having a very different looking cover, but at the same time making sure to hang on to the best of the past.
I mean, for me, the covers were always, and I'm sure everybody here probably has an experience of when you first connected to Gourmet, that the cover like brought you in. I mean, to me, as a kid, it was like really the first inkling of that there were worlds about which I knew nothing, and somehow that was just communicated by these very strange still life covers that were, I truly had never seen any part of that cover. And then as you go through the decades, we were talking downstairs about how there was a period of time where there was no food on the cover. There was lumber. And a lot of textural issues. So it's interesting. I mean, to me, I think the first cover that I really went, oh my goodness, this is truly different, was the cotton candy. The cotton candy in the sky with the Ferris wheel.
Okay, now the problem with the cotton candy, it's still one of my favorite covers, and there was a major problem with that, which was it would have been a great cover for June, July, or August, but we ran it in February. I mean, it's one of those things you learn that, this outdoor blue sky, cotton candy, Ferris wheel, it's not what people want to see when the snow is coming down.
Was there a sense of, any sense of intimidation, or that there were certain things that were not to be tinkered with?
No, I mean, they basically said to me, do anything you want, and we were really fortunate in that when we went in, there was the staff there was amazing. I mean, it was just, most of them were still there when we closed a few months ago. I mean, it was this group of smart, passionate, wonderful people who, when we said, what should we do? What do you want to do? They really, we got to do this very much as a group with them, and they were the ones really pushing, let's do a produce issue. Let's go out and do a whole issue about farmers. Let's go to really exciting places that, when we go to Thailand, let's, go out into the country in Thailand instead of, what Gourmet was doing in the 80s and early 90s is if they went to Thailand, they stayed in the Oriental Hotel and did an article about the cooking school in the Oriental Hotel. And, the staff was going, listen, there are these great things. And so it was very much an opening. And the people at Condé Nast just basically said, do what you want so long as you don't alienate the older readers.
One of the things that the thing that most amazed me when I walked into the building and I got to know everybody was just how phenomenal the test kitchen was. And we'd had a decent test kitchen at the times, but I mean, this was like the Ferrari of test kitchens.
I mean, there were actual several little kitchens, right?
And it was regimented almost like an army. I mean, everybody, nobody probably thought about it that way, but everybody knew who was number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. And things just went down the line of command, and people actually had the luxury to work on a single recipe for a week until it was right. And some of the funnest things was watching Laurie and Ruth walk down to the kitchen, and like somebody would be very nervous and hold out a spoonful of something, and Ruth would